Welcome to the deep dive. We're diving into how AI is shaking up the insurance world.
Yeah, it's impacting everything from risk assessments to how we talk to our insurance companies.
And this isn't just some far off thing.
Yeah.
AI is already happening in insurance.
Exactly. It's affecting all of us, whether we realize it or not.
Right. Think about personalized insurance policies or, those annoying customer service calls becoming a thing of the past.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Imagine never waiting on hold again.
We're going to explore all of that and more today. So to kick things off, let's talk about why AI is such a big deal in insurance these days.
Well, the industry is under a ton of pressure to adapt, right? Customer expectations are changing. Competition is fierce.
So they need to find ways to keep up.
Yeah, the traditional way of doing things just isn't cutting it anymore. It's too slow, too inefficient.
So AI is the answer.
It's a big part of the answer, for sure. It allows insurers to use all that data they have in a smarter way.
Instead of relying on gut feelings or limited information.
Exactly. It's about moving from subjective judgment to data-driven decisions.
Okay, so let's get into some real-world examples. We've got some awesome insights from the Hong Kong FinTech Week forum.
Oh yeah, there's a goldmine of information.
For sure. Priscilla Eng from Prudential talked about using AI to analyze tons of customer feedback.
It's like AI can help companies actually hear what their customers are saying.
Right. It's not just about collecting data, but actually using it to improve things.
And then Charles Hung from Blue Insurance talked about personalized service, even with tons of customers.
So instead of getting the same generic treatment, everyone gets my insurance policy could be tailored to me.
Exactly. AI makes that kind of personalization possible, even on a huge scale.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But these experts weren't just praising AI. They also got real about the challenges.
Yeah, for sure. Data quality is a big one.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Exactly. And then there's a whole talent gap.
Finding people who understand both AI and insurance.
It's a tough combo to find. And then there's the fact that AI is evolving so quickly.
It's hard to keep up.
Companies have to constantly learn, adapt, and stay ahead of the curve.
It's not just a one-time fix, It's an ongoing process.
Definitely. So before we go any further, let's break down some of the specific AI technologies we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure some listeners are like, what even ISS AI?
Right. Let's start with machine learning. It's basically about teaching computers to learn from data without programming every little detail.
Okay, so how does that work in practice?
Say an insurer has a massive database of past claims. Instead of human going through each one, machine learning can analyze that data, find patterns, and then use those patterns to predict future claims.
So instead of relying on limited data points, machine learning can handle huge amounts of information.
Exactly. And it can find those hidden connections that humans might miss.
That's incredible. So it's like turning raw data into valuable insights.
You got it. It's all about making better decisions based on better information.
So this could totally revolutionize underwriting, right? Getting your risk assessed in seconds and maybe even getting more accurate pricing.
Exactly. And speaking of cool AI tools, let's talk about deep learning. It's like machine learning on steroids. It takes inspiration from the human brain using these artificial neural networks to analyze complex stuff like images and videos.
Hold on, images and videos. So if I file a claim for a dented fender, could AI analyze a photo of the damage?
Exactly. That's the power of deep learning in claims processing. It can analyze visual information to help speed things up.
Wow, so faster payouts potentially.
Yeah, and a smoother experience overall.
Okay, so we've got machine learning tackling those massive data sets and deep learning working with images. What about those AI chatbots I keep hearing about?
That's where natural language processing, or NLP, comes in. It's all about helping computers understand human language, whether it's written or spoken.
So those times you chat with a bot on a website.
Exactly. Or when you use voice commands on your phone. That's NLP in action.
Okay, so instead of waiting on hold forever, I could just chat with an AI bot and get my questions answered.
Got it. And as NLP gets better, these chatbots are becoming more sophisticated. It's not just about pre-programmed answers anymore. They're learning to understand the nuances of human language.
So it's becoming more like talking to a real person.
In a way, yeah. It's about making those interactions more natural and personalized.
This is all pretty mind-blowing. Machine learning, deep learning, NLP. Is there anything else in this AI toolbox we should know about?
There's one more that's super relevant to insurance. It's called computer vision. It's basically like giving computers the ability to see and understand visual information.
So facial recognition technology.
Yeah, that's one example. But in insurance, computer vision can be used to analyze photos of damaged property for claims processing. It can also help detect fraud by spotting inconsistencies in images or videos.
It's amazing how versatile these AI technologies are. So we've talked about why AI is such a big deal in insurance, and we've explored some of the key technologies driving this transformation. Now let's dive into how these technologies are actually being used to impact the insurance experience for both companies and policyholders.
That's where things get really interesting. Let's start with underwriting automation. It's a hot topic in the industry. We touched on how AI can speed up risk assessment, but I'm curious about the bigger picture. Could this change who has access to insurance? Could it lead to fairer pricing?
Those are great questions. You mentioned earlier that traditional underwriting relies on limited data points and can be prone to bias.
Right, certain demographics might be unfairly categorized as high risk, making it difficult or expensive for them to get insurance.
That doesn't seem right at all.
It's a real problem.
Yeah.
But AI has the potential to change that. By analyzing a wider range of factors, AI algorithms can assess risk more accurately and reduce the impact of human bias.
So it's about creating a more level playing field.
Exactly. It's about using data to create a more inclusive and fair insurance landscape for everyone.
I like the sound of that. Now let's talk about claims processing. We talked about deep learning analyzing damage from photos and videos, but how else is AI making this process more efficient?
Well, recall what Gilbert Leung emphasized. He said AI plays a crucial role in fraud detection.
Right. He said it was essential for protecting the bottom line, which ultimately benefits policyholders.
Exactly. But it's not just about preventing fraud. AI can also automate a lot of the steps involved in processing legitimate claims. It can verify information, assess damage, and even make initial payout decisions.
Wow, so it's like streamlining the entire process.
You got it. Faster payouts, less paperwork, fewer delays.
That sounds like a win-win for everyone. Okay, let's move on to customer service. We talked about those AI chatbots, but how are they being used to create a more personalized experience?
Well, think about all the data insurance companies have about their customers. Policies, claims, history, interactions. They can use AI to analyze that data and create a more tailored experience.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's say you call your insurance company. Instead of being routed to a random agent, AI could analyze your data and connect you with the best person to handle your specific needs.
No more repeating my story over and over again to different people.
Exactly. AI can also personalize communications too. Instead of those generic mass emails, you could receive messages tailored to your interests and needs.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about risk assessment. We've already discussed how AI could lead to fairer pricing, but could it also help people better understand and manage their own risks?
Absolutely. AI isn't just about crunching numbers, it's about providing insights. Let's take telematics, for example. It uses technology to track driving habits.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but some people find it a bit creepy, like Big Brother is watching.
I get that. It's definitely a sensitive topic. But the thing is, AI can analyze that data and actually give you personalized feedback on your driving.
So it's not just about punishing bad drivers, but actually helping people become safer drivers.
Exactly. It's about shifting from punishment to prevention. It's about giving people the information they need to make better choices.
That's a much more positive way to look at it. So AI could actually empower people to take control of their own risk profiles.
Exactly. And that's a big theme. We're seeing AI moving beyond simple automation to create a safer, more transparent, and more personalized experience.
This is all so fascinating, but all this talk about automation and data analysis makes me wonder, what role do humans play in this increasingly AI-driven world?
That's a great question, and one we should definitely explore further.
We'll do just that after a quick break. We were talking about AI's potential to empower people, but there are always challenges with new technology. What about the ethical side of AI and insurance?
Oh yeah, that's a huge conversation.
Yeah.
Data privacy is a big one. AI needs data to work. That data is often very personal.
It is kind of freaky to think that my driving habits or health records or even my social media could be analyzed by an algorithm.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. Companies have to be super careful about how they use that data and make sure they're protecting people's privacy.
So it's not just about having the technology, but using it responsibly.
Exactly. Transparency is key. People need to understand how their data is being used and have control over it.
They should be able to opt out or limit data access if they want to.
Right. It's about giving people choices. What other challenges do you think companies are facing when it comes to AI?
Well, integrating AI into those old legacy systems can't be easy.
It's a huge hurdle. A lot of insurance companies are working with outdated systems that just weren't built for this kind of technology.
Right. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Exactly. And then there's the whole talent gap issue, finding people who understand both AI and insurance.
It's a specialized skill set, for sure.
Yeah, companies need to invest in training and development to make sure they have the right people for the job.
It sounds like it's not just a tech issue. It's also about people and how we adapt to this new world.
It definitely is. But despite the challenges, companies are making real progress. Our sources highlighted some successful AI projects that offer valuable lessons. For example, one insurer used advanced analytics in their underwriting process.
And what happened?
They saw much faster approvals without sacrificing accuracy.
So a win-win for everyone.
Exactly. Faster approvals mean happy customers, and accurate risk assessment protects the company's bottom line.
Makes sense. What other examples did they mention?
Another insurer focused on improving customer service with AI-powered chatbots.
Ah, yes, those chatbots.
They were able to handle basic tasks and questions, which freed up human agents to deal with more complex issues.
I can definitely see the appeal of that. Nobody likes waiting on hold forever.
Right. It's about using AI to make things more efficient without losing that human touch.
So it's not about replacing humans altogether.
No, it's about using AI to augment human capabilities, make us better at what we do.
That makes sense. Did these case studies highlight any other key takeaways?
Yeah, they emphasize the importance of a phased approach to AI implementation. Instead of trying to do everything at once, companies that started small and gradually expanded their AI capabilities saw smoother transitions.
So it's like taking baby steps.
Exactly. You learn as you go and adapt along the way. And they also stress the importance of continuous evaluation and improvement.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Not at all. Companies need to be constantly monitoring their AI systems, learning from their mistakes and tweaking things to make sure they're working effectively and ethically.
So it's a constant process of learning and adapting.
It definitely is. And that's what's so exciting about AI. It's constantly evolving. As technology advances, we can expect to see even more innovative applications in insurance.
Speaking of the future, what trends are you seeing on the horizon? What's the next chapter in the AI and insurance story?
One area that's particularly interesting is the development of even more sophisticated predictive models.
We've talked about using predictive analytics for risk assessment and fraud detection, but you're saying these models will become even more powerful.
Exactly. As AI technology gets better, these models will become even more accurate at predicting future events.
So it's not just about reacting to the past, but anticipating the future.
You got it. Imagine a world where your insurance company could warn you about potential hazards in your home or advise you on safer driving routes based on real-time conditions.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It's like AI could actually help us avoid risks altogether.
That's the goal. It's about moving from risk assessment to risk prevention.
Are there any other emerging trends we should keep an eye on?
Another fascinating area is the integration of AI with other cutting-edge technologies, like blockchain.
I hear the term blockchain a lot, but I'll admit I'm not totally sure what it is or how it relates to insurance.
To put it simply, blockchain is a super secure and transparent way to record and share information.
Okay, I'm listening.
Think of it like a digital ledger that's spread across multiple computers, making it almost impossible to tamper with.
So it's like a digital fingerprint for every transaction.
Exactly. And that's why it's so relevant to insurance, which is all about trust and data security.
So how could blockchain be used in insurance specifically?
Well, one of the biggest challenges for insurers is verifying the authenticity of documents and information. With blockchain, you could create an unalterable record of all policy documents, claims, and other data.
Wow, so it's like a tamper-proof system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Making it much harder for fraudsters to manipulate information.
I see how that would be a huge benefit for insurance companies. What about for policyholders?
Blockchain can also streamline claims processing. By creating a secure and transparent system for tracking claims, blockchain could reduce delays and increase trust between insurers and policyholders.
So faster claims processing and increased security sounds like a win-win.
Exactly. And then there's the whole issue of data management. We talked about the importance of protecting individual privacy. Well, blockchain can help with that too. By providing a secure and decentralized way to store and manage sensitive data. Blockchain gives individuals more control over their data.
So it's about using technology to empower people, not just control them.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning. As AI and blockchain technologies continue to evolve, we can expect to see even more creative applications in the insurance industry.
It's clear that AI is already reshaping insurance, and the future is full of exciting possibilities. But let's bring it back to the human element. What does this AI revolution mean for the everyday insurance consumer?
That's the million-dollar question, and one we'll explore in more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground so far, but we've only scratched the surface of what it means for you as an individual.
Right. How will these changes affect your interactions with insurance companies?
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We've been exploring how AI is transforming the insurance industry, but now let's bring it all home. What does this AI revolution actually mean for you, the everyday insurance consumer?
It's easy to get lost in all the tech talk, but ultimately it's about how AI can make your life better as a policyholder.
Right. Like, at the end of the day, we all care about how it affects our wallets and our peace of mind.
Exactly. One of the most promising aspects is that AI could make insurance more affordable.
We talked about that earlier, how AI can assess risk more accurately and lead to fairer pricing.
Right. And that could be a huge benefit for people who have been unfairly penalized in the past.
Yeah.
But it's not just about pricing. AI could also make the whole process of getting insurance a lot easier.
You mean less paperwork?
Exactly. AI could automate a lot of those tedious steps, making the whole process faster and less of a hassle.
I'm already liking where this is going. So besides making things cheaper and easier, what other benefits can AI bring to the consumer experience?
Imagine a world where your insurance company is actually looking out for you, proactively warning you about potential risks, or recommending products that truly fit your needs.
So it's not just about reacting to problems, but preventing them in the first place.
Exactly. It's about moving from a purely transactional relationship to a more personalized and proactive partnership.
I love that word partnership. It makes me feel like I'm more than just a policy number.
Exactly. But it's important to remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
So how can we as consumers make sure AI is being used ethically and responsibly in insurance?
The most important thing is to stay informed. The more you understand about AI and how it works, the better equipped you'll be to advocate for yourself.
Okay, knowledge is power. But where do we even start? AI is such a complex topic.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. When you talk to your insurance company, ask them how they're using AI and what they're doing to protect your privacy.
So if I get a quote that seems way off, I should ask how it was calculated.
Absolutely. You have a right to know how these decisions are being made. And if you have concerns about how your data is being used or how AI is being implemented, speak up.
It's about being an informed consumer and not just blindly trusting the algorithm.
You got it. Remember, AI is still a relatively new technology. The choices we make today will shape how it's used in the future.
So we have a role to play in making sure AI is used for good.
Absolutely. It's up to all of us to ensure that AI in insurance creates a more equitable, transparent, and beneficial system for everyone.
That's a great message to end on. The future of AI is not set in stone. We can all help shape it.
And it's a future worth shaping, that's for sure.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into AI and insurance. I hope you learned as much as I did.
It's been a fascinating conversation, and it's clear that this is just the beginning of the AI journey.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.